Harold Mann, along with Lamar head football coach Pete Rosamondo. The Cardinals getting ready for homecoming 2024 against SFA. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first off, Coach, let's go back to 2 weeks ago. Had a bye week this past week on the road against a top 10 team on their home field. Come away dropping that one to Central Arkansas 34-14. Just look at that game a little bit. Just talk about the game and your thoughts after it was all said and done. We had a chance to go back and look at the video of it.
Well, I thought it was a obviously great atmosphere. They had a pretty much a sellout crowd. They had a DJ in the stands, which was fun for the guys. And playing on that unique field is something certainly different for our guys. So it was good to do that. And we had our chances in the game. And you go back and look at it and. I think the two things that we really needed to do was to make sure that their impact players weren't an impact, and unfortunately on the defensive side they were. They're both two outside linebackers. They really did a good job in the game of putting pressure on the quarterback at times and making plays in the run game. And then on defense, we knew we had to get 27 down on the ground. I mean, he's a dynamic running back. He's super fast, and he plays way more physical than you would think. He's going to be a heck of a pro someday, and I think that those two things, really three things coupled together, it really just it made for a better day for Central Ark than it did for us. I mean, again, we had opportunities. We were in the red zone 5 times, and we only came away with 2 scores. So we have to do way better than that. We know that.
And leaving points on the field on a couple of times, getting inside the red zone and field goal. One blocked, one hit the upright.
Yeah, the one that was blocked wasn't really blocked. It was a really low kick,
okay.
And the second one just hit the upright. It's unfortunately that you don't want that to happen, but that's 6 points off the board. That really, if you look at it, they're pretty much chip shot field goals for any kicker.
Now, as an offense, you ran 53 plays. Is that normal? What's usually in the neighborhood of number of offensive plays you see in a game?
You'd like to get somewhere. The way we play the game, I think you'd like to be somewhere between 60 and 70. I think that's always a good number. We play a little bit more physical brand of football. We like to run the ball, and a lot of times that chews up clock. So,
offensive side, Robert Coleman, 112 yards passing, had 1 pick. He had a rushing touchdown. He came off a week where he didn't play.
Yeah.
Did that week off, do you think, get him out of rhythm, impact him at all? Because he did not, if you recall, all the Cardinal fans, he did not play against Texas Southern.
No, I think number 8 more. I think that's the reason why he was out of sync. He was chasing him around in the first half of the game, and I think that once we settled down, we were pretty decent at handling him. But man, early on in the game, he really he made an impact in the passing game for sure. So. I think that had a lot to do with it. There's always going to be a little bit of rust, but he still practiced last week a little bit. He just didn't. He just wasn't able to play because he didn't. To me, he didn't get enough reps, and I felt really comfortable with Jacoby.
Running game, Kalen, 72 yards. He had a touchdown going against probably the toughest defense you've seen this year.
Yeah, I thought he played well. I thought if we could have got a few more first downs, would have gave him some more opportunities to carry the rock. But really did a good job in pass protection. We called on him a lot to help out on the edges with some of their edge rushers, and did a really good job for us in that. And I think he's really becoming a complete player for us.
Talk about Savon. He led all receivers, and he seems like that's an every week thing with him. 5 catches, 55 yards, and including 1 for 33.
Yeah, he's played fairly well. I think there was a couple plays in there that he wants back. That we had a couple of vertical shots late in the game that he had a chance at and didn't make them. And I think he's obviously looking forward to getting back on the field and making those this week.
Just talk about your offensive line. That defensive front for Central Arkansas, they were big and quick. And just talk about the battle the O-line had in that matchup 2 weeks ago.
I thought our line played physical. I thought they battled their butts off the whole game, and I was proud of those guys on how they played. And, we needed to clean some things up for sure because I always tell our guys, what wins at the point of contact is technique. And if you don't have great technique, then you're not going to win those battles against really good players. And I think our guys took that to heart over the last 2 weeks and have really focused on working on their individual techniques for their positions. But thought the O-line played good against a really good defensive front.
Another guy that I really like watching on the offense every week is Isaiah Jones. He had on Saturday, 28 yard was his long. He had 29 yards receiving. He went up and made a good catch on that long pass play to extend the drive.
Yeah, third down play, big time play. I mean, he's a big time player. We got to find ways to get him the ball. I know that, and when the ball is thrown to him, he's going to make big plays. So we just got to continue to do that. And we worked really hard on our passing game and some things that we needed to improve over the course of that week, and that was one of them.
Who else on the offensive side would you say stepped it up for you against Central?
I thought Ja'Cory Hyder played pretty well in the run game, and I thought that really helped us. Morgan Sampson, he had his first real action as a Cardinal, coming off the injured and wound up playing a whole bunch of plays in that game, and really proud of the way he battled. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, and we need him in the run game, and he went out there, man, against a bunch of veterans and really played hard, and it was fun to watch him out there competing. And Kendon Fusler is always a guy that we can rely on to do the right things and be in the right spot and compete every rep, and he's certainly done that. So, he just continues to impress all the coaches and really just everybody in our conference.
We're at Little Woodrose talking with Lamar head football coach Pete Rosamondo. We'll go to the defensive side of the ball against Central Arkansas when we return. Come see us. We're at Little Woodrose on New Talk 560 KLVI. Harold Mann along with Coach Pete Rosamondo talking Lamar football. Homecoming 2024 coming up on Saturday. That'll be a 3 o'clock kickoff against SFA. As your 22nd ranked Lamar Cardinals will be taking on SFA. Good to see the Cardinals sticking in that top 25. Again, we're talking about that setback at Central Arkansas. We talked about the offensive play in our first segment. You talked about their two big running backs combined for 274 yards between the two, 3 touchdowns. Was that the best two RB combination you've faced so far this year?
Yeah, I think probably the best 1-2 punch we faced. But I think Weber had 2 really good backs as well. I think those guys did. So, yeah, I think they're really good players. I mean, 27's he's a different player. I mean,
do you think
4's a nice back, and he probably played one of his best games against us. But I think 27's the thing that makes that whole thing go there.
You think he plays on Sundays?
I think so. I mean, he's super fast.
Local product out of Beaumont Westbrook, Christian Pugh, KP, another big game, double-figure tackles, 10 tackles, including 7 solos.
Yeah, I mean, the safeties had to be involved in the game, because it is a heavy running team, and we knew the safeties were going to have to come down and make some tackles. And, I think KP would tell you he probably should have had 13 tackles, with a couple of missed tackles that were big in the game. But really, I mean, he just continues to play really well for us. And one thing about KP is he is like the guy, the quarterback of our secondary.
DeJuan Lewis, 7 tackles. Ramon, who will be on with us here in just a little bit, had 6. Talk about the play of those two guys.
Good. I mean, Mon's played pretty good all year long, and really, really consistent. We talk about consistency breeds championships, and he's really played well. And I think obviously DeJuan had the big interception in the game and gave us a short field, which we missed the field goal, but obviously had a great opportunity to score points there off the turnover. And those guys, if they could continue to create turnovers, that really would help our football team.
I like talking about this week in and week out. It's something that I bring up on every show when it comes to defense. You might not see that one guy with all the big tackles, that one guy that might have the interception, Is there a player out there that you look at the stat sheet that is not really not on the stat sheet that had a great game for you?
Peyton Christian, I thought played really good. Caleb Williams didn't play in the game. He played really well for us, and maybe didn't show up in the stat sheet as much as probably we would want to. But man, he played really physical and probably starting to play his best football. I mean, he's only a sophomore, starting to play his best football as a Cardinal right now.
Long trip up there. You did it in 2 days. How was the trip up? You left on Thursday, went up to Texarkana, got a workout on Friday, went back up to Little Rock and Friday.
Yeah.
And how did all that go for you?
It was okay. I'm not sure I'd do that again. I thought it would be a little bit tougher of a ride, but we had really good bus drivers. They did a really good job of getting us up there. We traveled on 4 buses, but yeah, I think it worked out fine though. I mean, I think it was Texas High hosted us, and we appreciate them doing that for us and letting our team practice.
Keep it on the Texas side, not the Arkansas side.
That's right.
That's right. What do you do? Just get up and do what kind of workout did you do on Friday, and how long were you out on that high school field before you went the rest of the way?
We don't practice on Fridays anyway. We just walk through. So that was our walkthrough on Saturday, and on Friday rather, and we. That's pretty much what we did, exactly what we would do at home. So no different. Try to keep the schedule pretty much the same. We had our special teams meeting. We had our position meetings in the morning. We were able to get all that done on Friday and just really not miss much from that standpoint, from a schedule standpoint.
We talked about the offense and defense. Let's talk special teams up in Conway. And, of course, we had the 2 field goal mishaps. But overall, talk about your special teams play.
We talk a lot about field position and the hidden yards, and we pinned them down inside the 10 on a kickoff. We had a couple really nice punt coverages where we tackled the returner immediately after he got the ball. So I think some of those things are really starting to come around. We had a block punt, which set up a touchdown. I think those are all, those are huge plays in a game, and we got to continue to make those, but I think our guys are really doing a good job of focusing on the techniques and really working at the scheme to make sure that it comes alive. Because, we can draw anything up on paper, but it's really what the players do to make those things come alive.
As I fold up this sheet, your final thoughts on the Central Arkansas game?
Well, I think it was a great test for us. Obviously I don't think we certainly didn't pass the test. And, I always liked to be able to give ourselves a great evaluation, see where we are as a football program and where we need to improve. And, I think our guys understand coming out that, hey, when you play a playoff type environment, you have to make sure that your attention to detail is really, really good. And that's what we really focused on over the course of our bye week. We didn't worry about SFA or any of those schemes. We focused on getting better as a football team, getting healthy, and making sure that our guys are ready to go when they came into this week in preparation for SFA.
2-part question. The bye week, did it come at a good time for you? The second part of that question, how'd you handle it? Give them some days off along the way?
Bye week always comes at a good time, no matter when it comes, as long as it doesn't come after the first game. But I think, 5 games in, it's a pretty good time for it. I think we needed it, from a, getting your body back standpoint. We didn't practice for 3 days. We worked out one of those days, and we did some meetings, and we did some academic stuff. Really focused a lot on that, and then we cranked it up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We got 3 really good days in, full practice, full pads. Got after each other. Really worked on getting better from that competitive standpoint, and then we gave them the weekend off and brought them back in Monday morning for our regular game week.
All right, speaking of off, we're going to give you the next segment off. We're going to be talking to Ramon Stevens on our player profile as we're talking to Coach Pete Rossimondo. Join us. We'll be talking to number 3 in segment 3 on News Talk 560 KLVI. Hey, we're back. We're out at Little Woodrow's. Harold Mann along with our player profile. Ramon Stevens, 5'10", 175-pound senior from New Orleans. Ramon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
All right, let's first talk about New Orleans. Warren Easton High School, home of the Fighting Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about playing high school football down in New Orleans.
So being a part of Warren Easton football team, I got a chance to see a bunch of great guys, great coaches, and just be a part of something great that was in New Orleans. You know, if you know the Netflix series QB1, we was featured on there with a 5-star quarterback, and I just got to see all those guys and how they work every day.
So working against, I mean, they got good QBs, as you mentioned, in the city of New Orleans and around the state of Louisiana. Working against them defensively, how'd that prepare you for college football?
So a lot of those guys, being that we had a great coach that was he played Division I football and he raised a 5-star quarterback. Seeing that those guys are having to go against those 5-star, 3-star receivers every day, I feel like that really matured me and made me into the athlete that I am today.
The Fighting Eagles again at Warren Easton. Who is your biggest rival in school?
My biggest rival would be the Edna Carr Cougars, a team that I played in the state championship 4 years in a row.
You played the same team in the state championship?
Sadly.
Why don't you push that mic just a little bit closer to your mouth there?
Yes, sir.
There you go. 4 times. And how'd you do in those 4 games?
Oh, man, it was nail-biters. We lost, I think, the most by 2 points.
So they took all 4 from you?
Yes, sir, sadly.
And what high school was that?
That's Edna Carr.
We don't like Edna Carr. We're fans of Warren Easton. You set a school record for the longest defensive touchdown. How far was it? And describe the play.
The play was it was 98 yards. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had the other cornerback who I look up to this day. His name is Chester Kimbrough. He plays in the XFL now. He was on one side. He told me to go to the other. I seen the running back came to my side, defeated the block. The ball was on the ground. I picked it up. I saw nothing but grass. I just had to tell.
Finished up at Warren Easton, again visiting with Ramon Stevens of the Lamar Cardinals. Look from number 3 when you go out there on Saturday. You chose Lamar University. What attracted you when you came here for your visit?
So the first coach, well, I didn't get a chance to visit because of COVID. Okay. But the first coach that got out to me was Coach Cordova, Coach Wayne Cordova. He's
a New Orleans guy.
Yes, sir. He's right from the city. So he talked to me. I felt a connection, not just from being that he's from New Orleans, but football-wise, over the phone, he picked my brain about concepts, about my film, and that's something that no other coach did, and I felt that connection right away.
You are a senior. Just talk about what type of leadership you might want to play for the underclassmen. Do you want to have that role and show them this is how we do it the Lamar way?
Yes, sir. You don't have a choice. When you're a senior, everybody looks at you to be the standard, or what does it take to still be in college as a senior playing football. And so that's a role that I've taken on gladly, and I try to help the young guys out with the way that I was brought up, watching film or just learning concepts.
3-2 under, you're ranked 22nd in the country. I know that's just a number on a piece of paper, but that's got to be pretty cool to open up and see Lamar in the top 25, especially, I mean, you've been here 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Especially, we like moving forward, don't like talking about the past, but especially your freshman and sophomore years here, struggle to find wins, and now you're a senior, nationally ranked. That's got to be pretty cool.
And that's amazing because I know my freshman and sophomore years, I was actually a part of that team. I got a chance to play, and so seeing what we came from and how the hard work that we put into what we are now, man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing that I'm so excited to be a part of this and finish this my senior year.
The goal is to win a conference championship and then go as far as the playoffs as you possibly can. What's it going to take to hoist that Southland Conference championship football trophy?
I want to know every day. The coaches, they are real good on us about that. But every day that means want to know every practice, every rep, just winning everything and getting better every day because it's always room to grow and be a better athlete, and that's something that we work on every day.
Final homecoming in your college career, what's that going to mean for you on Saturday?
It's another game, but, if you look on the outside, it is pretty sad that this is my last homecoming at Lamar, but I'm excited, and I'm happy to be on that field one more time with my guys for homecoming.
Please don't backhand me for my next comment, but you're a Saints fan. I'm a Vikings fan.
I'm a proud Saints fan.
How about that Minneapolis Miracle? Just picking on you there because at least the Saints have a Super Bowl trophy, the Vikings don't. So.
Oh yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch the Saints growing up in person?
Man, I was a little boy when we won the Super Bowl. We had a whole week off from school.
Really?
Man, I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Wow, so because of Super Bowl week, because of Super Bowl, you got out of school?
Yeah, we won the Super Bowl. The whole city had a parade. I still remember my dad. I know he's watching. I remember him screaming and yelling to the top of his lungs, and I was right there with him.
That's awesome. Okay. Ramon Stevens, time now for you to tell us about some of your teammates.
Okay.
The best dancer on the team.
The best dancer would be Christian Pugh. He is a leader on the defense, and he might seem like he's quiet, but he knows how to boogie.
What about the worst dancer on the team? Who thinks they've got the moves and say,
I'm going to go DeJuan Lewis.
Picking on a couple of your co-defenders out there.
Yeah, I got to get
You got on the defenders, man. You got to work against those guys in practice and things like that and work with them.
Yeah, we mess with each other all the time, so they know what it is.
All right, same with singing. Who would win American Idol on your team as the best singer?
I'm going to go Peyton Christian with that obnoxious laugh he has.
What about the worst singer of the team? Who's in the locker room just blaring those notes out and it's horrible?
Jalen Freeman. He has a great music selection, but he cannot sing not one song from that music selection.
All right, you need a ride back to New Orleans.
Okay.
Which one of your teammates will you not let drive you?
Damian Alexander, my roommate.
He can't keep it between the lines?
He can keep. He makes it from point A to point B, but I always got to make sure he make it back.
Yeah, but there's a lot of action between A and B.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of action.
All right. Growing up, anytime really, your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, it would have to be a movie that my dad put me on when I was coming up, Life, with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
Oh, that's some funny stuff. I like it. Matter of fact, the Yankees are on TV right now. The last segment of that movie, they're at Yankee Stadium. They're at Yankee Stadium. Favorite song? Maybe our favorite singer. Let's go there.
Okay, favorite singer, I'm going to go SZA.
All right. Book, do you have a favorite book?
48 Laws of Power.
Very good. What, do you really like that one?
Yeah, I got on that when I was like in the 6th grade, and that's some stuff that I still use to this day.
All right, you are a senior. What are your plans after you leave Lamar University?
Well, first of all, I have to get my degree, and then I'll make my way back to New Orleans and further my education through engineering, and we'll see where that takes us from there.
If you were not playing football at Lamar University, what sport would you be playing at Lamar University?
I would be running track. I'm a track athlete.
Did you compete in track in high school?
Yeah, I went to the state championship in track all 4 years.
Very good.
Yeah, I love track. That's my second love for real.
All right. Favorite meal and who prepares it?
Okay, I'm gonna go crab cakes. Crab cakes and any type of pasta my mom makes. So my dad makes the crab cakes, because I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Dad makes the crab cakes. My mom makes any type of pasta. She knows exactly how I like it, what type of noodles I like, all that. So yeah.
Do you like spicy food?
Of course.
Oh, New Orleans. Well, what am I asking? Of course. I don't know if Coach Ross Amando or any of the coaches are tuned in. This is just between us.
Okay.
What coach can you beat in arm wrestling?
I'm going to go with my defensive coordinator and also my position coach. He's going to give me some flack for this, but Drew Chris.
That might be a challenge later on in the year.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I'll take you. My money's on you on that.
Don't get it confused, though. He's pretty strong.
I know, but
all the coaches work out.
There you go. 10, 15 years down the road, you're married, got a couple kids, you and the wife want to hit the town. Which one of your teammates would you call to babysit your kids? Which one of your teammates are you not going to let near your kids? So
the two teammates that I'm going to allow near my kids to babysit them are the two cornerbacks, Jaden Harding, and I'm going to go Cody Martin. Those guys, they just got married. One has a baby on the way, and those guys are like role models. Like, I aspire to be like those guys.
Now, watch one of your teammates, you're not getting near my kids.
Oh, okay, I got a couple. We're going to go Andre Dennis, Christian Pugh.
You're picking on the Beaumont guys.
Oh, they got to get it.
Those Westbrook guys.
Yeah, those are my guys, though. I love them. I love them to death. But, yeah.
All right, Ramon, you got SFA coming in this weekend. Let's get a big win over them and just start off conference in a great way.
That's the only way to do it.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate you for having me.
All right, that's been Ramon Stevens of the Lamar Cardinals. Look for him Saturdays in that secondary. Where's number 3? And we'll be back with Coach Pete Rosamondo on News Talk 560 KLVI. News Talk 560 KLVI. Back out at Little Woodrose each and every Wednesday night during the duration of the football season. Again, Coach, the crowd. How about the folks out here tonight, man?
Yeah,
That's
love
awesome.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardinal fans.
Thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, thank you. Before we start talking about SFA, talk about Ramon Stevens a little bit, senior out of New Orleans. Just talk about his play and the impact he has on your team.
Picture of consistency. You know, I think he what he brings to the table every day is positive attitude, loves football, loves preparation, loves doing all the things that it takes to be a really good football player. And, you know, obviously he's our captain, one of the guys that our team feels is an exemplary leader. So really enjoy being around him every day. You know, him and I laugh a lot, joke a lot, and, you know, I just love to see guys that work like he does. And, you know, I think that always, when you can get guys that work like the coaches work, really makes you feel good about what you're doing, and he's one of them guys for sure. You got a lot of them, but he's one of them.
And a winning attitude. Of course, they lost the state championship 4 times. He went to a state championship 4 times in high school. There's kids that don't even get in the playoffs in high school. And so, you know, he has that winning background.
He does. I mean, Warren Easton in New Orleans is one of the storied programs, and obviously he's a part of a lot of that when he was playing there, and brought a lot of that type of you know, that grit and determination here. And, you know, obviously didn't work out his first couple of years, but, you know, the last couple have been really good for him. So,
but we do have a challenge with when it comes to Ron. Coach Christ. He said he could take him in arm wrestling.
I don't know. Coach Chris is a mean little guy now.
So we may have to have that challenge.
Coach Chris is a mean little angry. He's an angry little guy. So he may get after him. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. You know, those defensive guys are different now. He's a smart guy. Went to the University of Chicago, but man, he's a vicious competitor. So that'd be an interesting one, because Mon's he's an intense competitor as well. So that might be something we have to do on a Monday morning in the team room in front of the whole team. That'd be fun.
Video it and send it to me, because, you know, I need to find out how that turns out. All right, coming up on Saturday, SFA comes to town. They are 3-2 on the year. They've got wins over North American University, 77-0. Northern Colorado 48-7, Northwestern State 59-17. Their 2 losses are to McNeese State 28-24 and North Texas 35-20. Talk a little bit about this SFA team coming in.
Oh, good team. You know, I think defensively, you know, they're one of the top teams in the conference defensively as far as the statistics go, but a lot of good players on all 3 levels. I think they got a corner that started 30 games, and an inside linebacker that started in the 20s, and D-line is really, really solid. A bunch of guys that really play hard and really do a good job with technique. And then you flip over to the offensive side of the ball, and you always try to look for a team that has an identity, and they certainly do. And they want to run the football, and they want to play the RPO game, and they're committed to it, and they do it well, and they know different ways to exploit your defense, and they stick to the script. They're not all over the place as far as what they do on offense. So I think they have a good plan. Obviously, they got a good coaching staff, and Coach Carthel has won a lot of games there, and it'll be fun to play against them. And I think those are always great games for your staff, and opportunity to coach against really good coaches and really, really good players. And they got them. They got a bunch. They got 3 Baylor transfers, I think, an Oklahoma State transfer playing for them, a Colorado transfer. So they got some guys on the team that are playing for them that have played at the FBS level.
You talk about the running game. They got a 1-2 punch at running back. Quaylen Jones averages just over 90 yards a game. Jalen Jenkins, 80 yards a game. Do they pretty well balance that out between the 2 running backs? Will we see both of them on the field? Yeah,
I think Q is probably the guy that gets the most carries. I think he's their workhorse. I think the other guy's probably maybe a third of the carries, and Q's probably 2/3. So I think that's how they split it up. But when they want yards, they're going to number 23 for sure. So that's the guy they really like to give the ball to.
Quarterback is Sam Vidlak, averages about just under 250 yards a game. passing. He has 18 total touchdown passes. What does he show? Is he a pocket passer? Does he scramble around a little bit? Will he take off and run?
He can move. I wouldn't say he's a runner. I don't think he probably would fancy himself as that, but he can run. I think he's one of those guys that, will run if he has to, but really wants to do it with his arm. And he's got a really good arm. And
is he a big kid?
He's big. He's big enough. He was at Boise State last, so he's got some experience at that level. And he's got a quick release. He really can get rid of the ball fast. He's good. I think he's got good location throws as far as puts it where it's supposed to be. And he's got a bigger guy, and the other one is quick and elusive, really elusive.
On the defensive side, what are they going to show you?
They're a 3 down front. They're a 3-4 scheme, and again, they play a lot of man coverage and pressure the quarterback. And third downs are going to be an adventure with these guys and the way they play and the way they attack the quarterback. And the chess game is going to be fun on third down. So excited about that.
Again, SFA, they're back into conference. They did this same thing Lamar did. They went to the WAC. Cards did only for 1 year, and they were in there for 2 years. So there was a little adjusting to the original schedule because they came back in. And I like it. Geographically, it makes sense for them to be in this conference.
It does. I mean, I think, SFA, Abilene Christian, those are all schools that really should be in this conference and get an opportunity to play regional football, because that's really what FCS football should be all about, and getting in front of alums. And, we got a lot of alums in East Texas, and when we go up there and play there, we got a lot of guys on our team from East Texas. We get a chance to go up there and play, next year, and think that's a great opportunity for our guys to get in front of their hometown fans and family. And, I know they feel the same way. They do a lot of recruiting in the Golden Triangle, and, we got to stave them off, and hopefully, if we can get a win this weekend, that'll help us in the recruiting. But we have to, obviously play those guys every year. So I think it's going to be fun getting that rivalry back going.
And it goes the other side. You went up to Upper East Texas and grabbed a few kids. You got Norman G. You got Maybank. So with these two schools, of course, McNeese State close as well. But between Lamar and SFA, going after those Southeast Texas kids are a battle.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you we got 25 guys from East Texas. So.
Well, Kalen, Tyler.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Kalen, we got Lindell, we got Tatum, 2 guys from Tatum. We got, Longview. We got guys from all over the area, and we got, Garrison, and I mean, we got guys from everywhere and up in that area. And it's really, I think it's been great for us because it's a short trip here, but also allows their family to come see them every week play.
It is homecoming 2024. SFA coming to town on Saturday. We talk about homecomings, festivities, and everything involved when we come back to Little Woodrose on the Coach Pete Rosamondo Show. We're back at Little Woodrose. Thank you again for all the Cardinal fans showing up here tonight. Also, we want to see each and every one of you out at Provost Humphrey Stadium coming up on Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock kickoff. From here on out, the rest of the games at home are at 3 o'clock. And, it's something I talked to you about earlier this week during your Monday noon press conference that you have weekly with the media. You like these earlier kickoffs?
I'd play at 11 o'clock if they let me. But I know Jeff O'Malley don't want to play at 11. So I like to play at 11. No, I like the earlier kickoffs, especially as you get later in the year. I think it's get a little bit more sunlight. Yeah. Our guys can obviously perform better, but more importantly, they can spend some time with their families after the game. And, we got a lot of families driving in from Dallas and really all over the state, Houston, San Antonio, and
New Orleans.
And you want them to be able to, go to dinner and do all that stuff with their, if you play at 7 o'clock, you're not even walking out of the stadium till 10:30, 11 o'clock. So you're not going to get to spend much time with them.
But it's understandable why August and September in Southeast Texas, you're kicking off at 6.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's definitely there's a care factor for your fans at that point. Not really for the players, doesn't really matter, but for the fans, I mean, they got to sit in the bright sunshine if you go at 1 o'clock. So I think it's good. It's way better for our fans to go at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
talk about the festivities involved with homecoming. A lot of excitement for the guys. Of course, they have a job to do beginning at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Is there any distractions at all with homecoming when it comes to your players?
Yeah, I mean, there's always distractions, I guess. But, yeah, there's some things that are going on. I mean, we got a big bonfire tomorrow night. And then,
Is that tomorrow or Friday?
That's tomorrow. And then
night,
Friday we got the Waka Flocka Flame concert going on at the Montaigne Nations Arena.
The what?
Waka Flocka
I want you to say that fast 3 times.
No, you say it fast.
No, I can't say it once.
You're the professional. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't want to say it once. But that's really cool to have the concert. Now, is your approach to your usual routine going to change at all this week?
Yeah. We're actually going to stay at a hotel this week to get them off campus for homecoming. We don't want any distractions. So we'll go stay in a hotel Friday night, come back Saturday morning for our walkthroughs and then pregame meal, and then we're ready to roll.
You still going to do the walk across campus?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely. That's 100% every home game.
Just the staying in a hotel, there's schools that do that at home every week. Even though they're at home, they do it every week.
Yeah, I don't know that I would probably go there right now for an FCS school, obviously. But, there's just Lamar is as Coach, as Jaime Taylor would say, Lamar is turnt right now.
Turnt?
So it's turnt up, I think Jaime would say, yeah. And with a T, yeah, turned up.
And you just
I
think made him an honorary coach, by the way.
Yeah, a year ago, I would say that probably I wasn't worried about the distractions, but right now, we got a lot of stuff going on campus in a really, really positive, good way, and we're excited about it, and we feel really good about it. But we want to make sure our guys are focused on the task at hand, which is playing Stephen F. Austin and getting a conference win.
We talked about this last week, and it's worth mentioning on the number of students. It seems like the student body increasing home game by home game.
Well, Dr. Titus has taken over, that area for us, student affairs, and he's done an unbelievable job of engaging students. And our students are engaged right now, and they're in the stands, and they're making it hard for our opposing teams on that side. And, man, it's fun to watch that whole place fill up as you're going through pregame. So we appreciate it, and we want you out there. Bring your families. Be loud. Third down is the time you really want to be loud so that they can't hear the snap count. But, yeah, really, really, really fired up for our fans and our students. They're doing a great job of showing up.
It's been several years ago when Lamar first brought the football program back in 2010, maybe a year or two in. I was asked, why are the students behind the visiting bench and not the home bench? There's a reason.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go,
you want to rouse them. Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere you go, the student body is behind the visitor's bench. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's times in some places, thankfully not here, where you get stuff thrown at you and stuff. But our students do a good job, ragging the visiting team as they should, but they know where the line is.
Yeah, when I was at Rutgers, we played Iowa at Iowa.
Oh, goodness.
And we had a team meeting on Friday, and they talked about, because the stands are so close to the bench, don't put your helmet on the shelf behind the bench, because in past games they've taken the helmets and sent them back into the crowd.
And you turn around, and
now all of a sudden you turn around, you go ready to go on the field, your helmets are gone. I mean, we had a 20-minute meeting on just how to handle yourself on the sideline at Iowa. Pretty interesting, and our fans don't do that. So, it's great to have them back there and getting after the visitors.
And of course, a lot of former players will be in town, and a lot of former Lamar graduates as well. That's what homecoming's about.
Yeah, for sure. And I know this year I'm going to get a chance to meet a whole bunch of new people. Last year, they were still trying to figure out about Lamar football and where we were going to be, and hopefully they still like the direction of the program and where we're going. And I know we're going to put at least a product that goes out there and guys play their tails off for 4 quarters. And even when you don't get the results like we didn't want against Central Arc, our guys played till the whistle blew.
Real quick, we got just about 2 minutes to go. I want to go back to Central Arkansas real quick and ask you a question. At halftime, you guys started out the field Then they called you back as if the half wasn't over. What was going on?
I think they kicked a field goal with the time expiring, and they wanted to double check and replay that the clock had expired.
They want to put 1 second back on there, and it's
so they that's why they kept us there.
All right, again, homecoming coming up on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. As we sit here right now, nearing 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. As always, just tell us your schedule from the time you take that headset off and until that ball's on the tee Saturday at 3.
Meetings tomorrow morning, practice, and then we have extended period of time off. They come back at 2 o'clock on Friday. We got our walkthroughs and meetings. Then we head to the hotel for dinner, and Saturday morning get breakfast, come over, do our walkthrough, go over to the dining hall for pregame meal. We walk through the Silver Bullet tailgate.
The Silver Bullet.
And Knox Boyd. Yeah. There they are. The Knox Boyd, Chris Boyd tailgate. And, man, they do a great job of making our players feel big time, and we appreciate that. And then, we walk through the band on our way to a team meeting, and, man, we have a quick team meeting. Guys get ready to go, man. It's go time at that point.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
No other choice. Now, will the players be able to go to the bonfire tomorrow night? Will they be out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a bunch of guys out there.
Good deal. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Lamar fans, thank you so much for being here tonight. Don't forget, it's the Lamar Cardinals SFA 3 o'clock kickoff out of Provo-Humphrey Stadium. That's coming up on Saturday. Thank you so much for coming out here tonight. We'll see you Saturday at Provo-Humphrey Stadium when the Cardinals win their homecoming game against SFA. Go get them, Cards.